This is Arts Alive. I'm Lynda Phillippi, and my guest in this segment is Mike Santone. And Mike has been around the community for a long time, and he's a very multifaceted individual. Welcome.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm glad to be back.
Yeah, I mean, you do, filmmaking, and you do all kinds of fun stuff, but today we're going to talk about your pottery, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Been potting for 20-some years.
Mm-hmm.
I took classes at the College of Arts and Crafts, which is on Burnside, as a way to stay sane from my job. And then when I retired, it was like, hey, I can be sane all the time. And so, I've been going into the schools and doing demos, mask making, mostly is what I do. But I've been trying to expand out and do other kinds of hand building and wheel throwing and those kinds of things that I have classes. I have some students, adult students that come in, and I've had classes. I have a nice big studio. It's
Yes, you do.
It's 36 by 24. It's a 4-car garage. It's really big, and all dedicated to clay. So I've had private schools come in, homeschool.
Oh, that's great.
I even had some Boy Scouts.
Oh, interesting.
Come in and
Okay.
do their Boy Scout badge.
Clay badge.
Clay badge.
Yeah.
So it's good. The Art Harvest Studio Tour is one of the nice things that we do I've been doing from, I think, 2004.
Okay.
I started 2005, maybe. I can't remember. So long ago.
Yeah, the years just pile up, don't they?
Yeah. But so the tour, which is coming up, October 5th, 6th, and 7th, and then the following weekend. And I do demos there, and sometimes there'll be often people come through as groups, 10 people, and so with that many people, it's nice to be able to do a demonstration.
Sure.
Unlike Liz, clay isn't such that you can just give somebody something to work on and then walk out with.
Exactly.
Or it would be like a big, the kids say, can I have some? I said, none on the ceiling.
Yeah. Clay is just too tempting.
Oh, yeah. But doing demos and seeing how things are made, that's nice, and people like to see how, because clay's got a magic to them. When it's wet, it's like it's alive. And it
Well, it is alive. It's the earth, right?
It is the earth, and so seeing one of the reaffirming things about the tour is I take for granted being able to produce stuff, but then when I do it in front of people and they see something come from nothing, from just a slab of clay into a being of some kind that they can recognize, that aha moment is as much for me as it is. I mean, they have a learning experience, but I also, it's like, wow, it's great.
That's very cool. Well, and you think about it. You originally started as a way to detox from your stressful job, but I mean, it doesn't matter if you're kids or adults, whatever you're doing, lives are stressful. And somehow just working with your hands clay feels good. It's soft, it's gushy, it just feels good. So, I mean, I know kids just love that.
Oh,
I can't imagine that adults wouldn't love it too.
Oh, they do. Yeah, and a lot of people come through that they've had a little bit of experience with. It's just, the tour is a self-selected tour. So so people who have a little bit of interest in clay.
They're the ones that
gravitate to come
Sure.
back. And with Liz and I, we're only 30 feet apart. They get a twofer because then they can go find out about felt. And if they're coming to Liz's place because of felt, they can come over and find out about clay. So
And it's interesting that you both do something with your hands that's absolutely so tactile and so, interactive like that. It's not just, painting is, but you're not getting your hands gushy in the paint necessarily. It's interesting that you both do use a medium like that, but that you do such different things.
Yeah. Well, and we're going to see a picture where we do some collaborations.
Mm-hmm.
And I brought an image of one of the collaborations.
Okay, well, maybe Paul can put it up for us. Mr.
Okay,
Music.
that's just one of my wolf masks.
Okay.
I got a commission to do a wolf, and this is a mask on the way to try to figure out wolfness.
An early character study.
And it really wasn't very wolfy.
Okay.
But it was on its way.
I like it, yeah.
And it's the way I basically play, and just kind of let things come out. See, I think
kind
the
of a
next,
method potter.
Yeah.
Feel your way into the character.
Okay, the next image, I believe, there is. Now that is a bird that I made, and the leg broke off.
Oh.
And
So it
I
looks
was
like
going to
it's-
throw it away.
Mm-hmm.
And Elizabeth said, "Oh no, let me see if I can fix it." And so she felted a prosthetic
I love it.
leg on there.
Oh, that's fabulous.
And so that started us. We've done a number of different collaborations where she's made a hat that she was going to throw away, and I said, "Oh no!" and I put a face in it, and other kinds of things. This is outside of Durango, Colorado. I have a lady who sends masks to her brother who lives in Colorado, and he places them. It's probably going to drive the anthropologists crazy.
Oh, yeah. What the
But
heck
he
was
places
this?
them in this aurora on his property outside of Durango, Colorado, in little
Out of the way places.
Little places.
Oh,
And
that's
so
fabulous.
You walk down through this gorge, and there are my masks looking out at you.
That's true. Someday an anthropologist will say, well, this tribe must have been related to that tribe in Carlton. Carlton, Oregon. The site of an
Absolutely.
ancient dig.
And here's another bird. I do lots of bird masks, and that's an owl. Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
And
Do you have owls on your property?
yes,
Because Liz does the hats and you've done the masks.
No,
There's a little bit of a theme
they're
here.
They're of a night.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you can hear them. There's a higher pitched one and a lower pitched one, and they actually talk back and forth. Have you ever heard them?
Yeah, we have them where we live too. We have
It's
owls.
amazing. Yeah, so I make a lot of different kinds of birds. They're not necessarily very representative. They're just kind of
Fanciful.
fanciful.
Whimsical. I
Whimsical
love
bird.
it. Well, that definitely looks like an owl.
And then I also do some garden sculptures. That's
Okay.
a sculpture in our garden.
That's great.
That's about 6 feet.
How does pottery hold up outside?
Well, it depends on what kind of clay. That's a high fire clay, so
Like
that's
stone
about
pottery. Yeah.
4 or 5 years old now.
Okay.
So it depends on the kind of clay, the kind of glaze.
Now,
and how high.
is this porcelain?
No.
Okay.
This is stoneware. I don't like porcelain.
You don't.
It's slimy.
Slimy. Yeah.
It is slimy.
I've heard people
and
say
it's
that.
very difficult to work with. And so the stoneware is much more forgiving.
And so this is also, now this looks like you've experimented with some glazing.
Yes.
Really nice, interesting.
Yeah, I do a lot of experimenting with glazes.
And this is really nice, this hand-built piece.
Yeah, the hand-built, and these also, I have some that are vases and some that are planters.
Okay,
And this one I made for kitchen utensils.
I like it.
But the thing about clay pottery is that you can make fanciful things and things for decorative, but you can also make things that are useful and that you can just live with, that you can actually use.
Now, what do you tell people about this? Do you tell them don't put it through the dishwasher, or is it okay?
No, they're good
Dishwasher
for the
safe?
dish. Yeah.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, this is a high calcium glaze and a stoneware high fire, and I use them and put them through the dishwasher. But clay dishwasher is hard because it isn't so much that it'll dissolve the stuff, but things get banged around.
Oh, yeah.
and they chip.
And also too, this dishwasher soap it's hard on them, right?
Well,
It's
yeah,
harsher.
after a while, I suppose, but
Yeah.
that isn't the problem. For what usually happens is they get banged around, and then once you have a chip, then it's
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
Not so good.
Well, I can actually, if I have a chip, I can go reglaze it and fire it again.
You got that little service.
Yeah, I can
repair
just-
your teacups.
I can
love it.
refire them, and that's the other thing I wind up doing is if I don't like the first firing, I fire it until I either throw it away, or I like it.
Or so something might have 2 or 3 glazes on it till you get it right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Now something like this, did you choose how that was going to look, or did you just kind of experiment to see what would happen?
Experiment. What I do is I have some of these are from commercial glazes, the different colors. I mix up glazes on purpose to never be able to reproduce them.
Okay, so everybody gets a one-of-a-kind piece.
They're going to be one of a kind, except for things like this.
Right.
But even
they're
these,
relatively match.
yeah, even these are all a little bit different. And that's just my own aesthetic of wanting to have variety.
Yeah.
And those
Yeah,
kinds of things.
individual things.
Yeah.
That's really, really nice, yeah. It seems like you've really branched out a lot over the years in terms of what you do.
Well, yeah, the clay, I make brushes from roadkill.
Okay, good. I knew that was going to come in somewhere.
Yeah, I thought I'd mention that.
Oh, perfect.
Actually, not really. Usually I get the bucktail and those things from
Okay.
a fly tying shop
Oh, okay.
and use bamboo and other kinds
And you
of
make
things.
your own paintbrushes?
Yeah.
And then do you use that? Oh,
Yes.
okay.
I make the brushes, various kind, and they're fun to make. And I usually have a bunch of them there to people to look at, but I use them.
That's pretty
Yeah.
amazing.
Well, I use commercial ones too, but it's fun to make them.
It's just fun to make your own.
Yeah, elk and deer, primarily deer tail, and those kinds of things.
Do you find that different kinds of hair brushes provide different kinds of texture?
Yes, I'm surprised that painters don't make their own brushes, because potters have been making their brushes for a long time, because the brush gives a unique mark. So when if you're decorating on a surface like this, and you have a brush that's got a real long, narrow strands of hair,
Kind of wispy.
you get a different mark. Every brush has got its own individual mark.
Like if it's short, stubby little hairs,
Yeah.
that's going to do a stiffer brush. And yeah, okay.
and you can make them. So I have a couple that once they get anything on them, they go into like a 4, and then you
This
run
wisp it across.
Yeah. So that's really
How fun! I love it.
Yeah, it's nice to be able to make your own tools. I do make some bamboo tools and some of those things too.
Especially with what you do, I'm sure you've probably inspired people to get inventive with clay.
I hope so. Yeah, I go to Mac High and volunteer there. I used to volunteer at YC, Yamhill Carleton High. Maybe again this year.
Great.
And go in, do demos.
Sure.
And also work with kids in a more regular basis. It's too bad more people don't go in to the schools and stuff and not just complain about how expensive they are and
Yeah,
how
exactly.
bad they are, when they really
Make a
need
difference.
They need people to come in and
That's
share what they do, and kids eat it up. They love it.
Well, Mike, I really want to say thank you today, and sadly we're out of time, but wishing you all the best with your show, the tour, and we'll talk to you soon.
Okay.